Hey guys, before we get in this video, I just want to give credit where credit is due. This video is directly inspired by Jackson Mabe, who commented on my thief video that they play the thief almost exclusively skill build based around the fan of knives. And I thought that was really interesting because I've never tried it myself. And so we're going to try it out on this video here today. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hey guys, welcome to another Here's a Hammerwatch video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Actually, this morning I got a comment regarding the thief and why I don't play them with the skill build, and I realized I really never have tried. One thing to know about thief skill build is they only have one damaging ability. However, this should theoretically scale sort of okay with Wilmer, so I figure it's worth a shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try because I figure why not. So pretty much everything's gonna be the same, and we'll max out our primary too. Why not? So I actually didn't need to retrain at all. Fun fact. But our goal here is to run a skill build on the thief. And I feel like since it's my first time running skill build, the only fair thing to do here is to not run my highest NG, but a high-ish NG instead. Also, I just skipped over Lucky Hat, which kind of sucks, but we'll do NG 10 though, I think. I'm fairly confident NG 10. It's pretty good. We got skill speed. And lots of other stuff that's gonna be semi-useful or really useful. So, also sorry, I've not showered yet today, so if I look like a mess, that's kind of my usual state of being. Did I just go Heartseeker? Did I just go Heartseeker? I did. I'm sorry. Ooh, we've got double Markham's items here. So if we get another Markham's, we're gonna be really big. All right. So same plan as before. This time I'm gonna craft Lucky Hat, I think, because I think I got the other item. No. Yes. I have staff? I have staff. Okay. Can't mess this one up. Anywho, same good old fountain preset. If you want to look at it, here it is on screen for a little bit. Our statues we're running are gonna be the same as our usual skill build stuff. We're talking Wilmer, Cedric, Ozreth, the usual. We'll run probably combo build because we're very familiar with it. So that's Wicked, Evil Infusion, Frenetic, and we can increase our mana costs with these two for extra damage. And this is what it's going to look like when we're using this. So our combination is something like this. We can get around really fast and hit things. And our healing is actually pretty solid. So on that note, change this to NG10. That was NG8 we just did. We can probably very easily do 10. But I don't want to put this on a really high NG and then be like, oh, it doesn't work that great. Because I've never actually experienced it before, and I think it's worth giving it a shot. So, I think we're all good. Let's go. I didn't... Oh yeah, damage is not lacking. A little different, I think. Oh, I've already run out of mana. Yikes. Well, that's definitely gonna be an issue. We need mana regen from something. HP regen is very, very good. If I had a really high level sorcerer, this would be really, really free, I think. Because the damage is definitely there. I'd say it's I haven't played my Thief in a while. I'd say it's very similar, if not around the same amount, or potentially better damage, because of how often you can do it. And it's spread if you think about it. You can throw it down this entire hallway and hit tons of things. Anywho, damage is definitely not lacking, which is one of the main things. The issue here for me is my mana, as you may have guessed. We do want to kill the minis. There should be another trap room somewhere, or a secret, or something. But I guess not. We'll keep our eyes peeled while we're walking back. But it looks like we're just going to portal. The one downside of this, I would say, the biggest downside, is that moving around the map with your... we need to vamp off these guys a little bit. Moving around the map with your grappling hook does damage you a little bit. Our main issue is definitely mana, though. If we had all 3 of the rings of regeneration for the extra mana regeneration, as well as maybe a sphere of mana or 2, we'd be a lot better off. With a high-level sorcerer, though, this would be very, very potent, I think. Now, the other downside... here's a sphere of mana. The other downside of this, I would say, potential downside, I should say, is we're looking at high mana costs, which is, you know, it's hard to keep up with, and therefore it's, you know, not the best currently, but has great potential, right? The other thing that's regarding that is bad, and you may have thought about it, the healing is nuts, by the way, and we have these huge open rooms. That was crazy. The other thing that's not that great about that is I'll never have mana to cast Smokescreen, which could definitely kill me. So that's definitely something I'm concerned about in terms of how well this works. But I think all in all, as long as you have enough mana for this, you do really well. I think I thought that we would have enough mana guaranteed to do this, but because of the less max mana as well as the what's the button? As well as the what is the word I'm thinking for? The extra mana cost on the ability. I think we really kind of messed with ourselves here, and we can't. We don't have as much to pick up that drink. I don't know why I didn't. We don't have as much potential to spam out the skill as we would normally. I think another thing you could go here is, I think we just picked it up. The Hairy Magus. I think it's in a shoe, the drink I'm talking about. The one that gives you mana back when you score critical hits. I think if you took that here, it'd be really good. Maybe I'll do another run later, where I take a different set of drinks based on my experiences from this run. I think we full cleared this floor. But definitely my issue here is mana, more so than anything else. Damage seems really good. Survivability is slightly lacking, but that's specifically due to mana. So on that note, mana is our main and really almost only issue here, I think. Really interesting how well this works, honestly. I was figuring with one damaging ability, it may not work all that great, but it has a very low cooldown. It scales kind of okay with Wilmer, and our main issue is definitely going to be mana here. Okay, yeah, I don't want to die. It's gonna be hard to keep doing these. I'm hoping I get... What's that one sphere called? The Sphere of Greater Regen? I think that one's percentages of your base. Now the good thing about the knives, I think what really carries this build through is that either they have a decent pierce or they have a ridiculous amount of pierce, because these seem to go on forever sometimes. Okay. Mana, please. This does damage when evading, which is good. Blood daggers, not that great for us. Armor's always good. Symbol Zeal is really great. Crit chance. More armor, health, and monster pamphlets are never bad. So we're talking decent items. See, like you can see, the minis I'm just wiping out. Granted, I have mana. Another thing that would work really well for us would be the Symbol of Essence would be really good here. Especially on 4-3. I think we cube this one too. But we'll have to see. If you want to go back and get that mini. Health is not a problem, by the way. I do have Evil Infusion on, which does help a lot, I'm sure. Health is definitely not an issue. That was probably the worst item we could have gotten out of that. A green item, and it's a fancy plume, but we'll try not to get upset about it. These are really crappy rooms, by the way. We've gotten almost one chest consistently on each floor. Did we get all the minis? We did. Okay. We portal it. Ooh. Okay. Where's the imp at? Wait, huh? Do we not full explore left? Is he over here? Wait. Oh, okay, gotcha. Money's not the best, but we'll take it. Yeah. I'm not sure. I definitely think this is a drink issue more so than anything else. I think we could have done a much better job with drinks to make this work a lot better. Oh, a mana crystal. That's actually really good. Increases our resistance and mana regen for a short period of time because of Cedric. Don't want to eat that Nova. Okay, Mini's dead. I think we're doing a lot more damage to this thing than we were doing to it the last time we fought the cube. But I'm also being a lot more ambitious with my positioning and getting very close to this cube. Mage Bane's me really good here, but that's on primary. Not to say we can't use primary. In fact, I probably should be using it. Increase the Barbarian's pretty good. Papers and Ability does nothing for us. Blowguns, eh. All those items were really not my favorite, but it's totally fine. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. Hopefully get more than one chest in this floor. You know, it could be the bomb pouch that's doing lots of damage here too. Pickaxe is not the best. So that's another item that we don't really want. Endless Potential would do us wonders here. Item roller's never bad. The ring of health. It's probably the worst ring we could have gotten. Honestly, this is a really bad run, just item-wise. By that means alone, I really can't judge this run for anything. We've noticed a fair amount of problems, per se, with our drinks. I think this definitely deserves another go. Different drinks, hopefully better items, higher NG. I think it'll work out pretty well, honestly. There's our portal. No more items? No more items. Okay. Portal it is. It's our last portal. I didn't really care about the key there, because... You know, I didn't actually change my setup, but I still have Symbol of Essence here. And the primary attacks still deal percent health damage. So actually, using primary attacks as well bumps up the... I don't know if I need to do that. That's my B. Bumps up the build a lot. That's pretty okay. This is really good. Seal Rage is alright. Bloodletters, Talisman Conflagration's pretty good. Necklace of Prowess is really good, but we don't have the mana already, so that's not the best. We did just get a combo sphere of mana things. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna rework the build. So we don't have mana issues, and then I'm gonna have to learn how to play it better. This would be really good. Yeah, it's percentage. This would be really, really good. So then we can take the same exact drinks instead of the different ones. We have mana regen during. Huh? Wait, what drinks did I take? Did I take one wrong? Oh. Sorry, it's been 2 days. Literally 2 days. Hear me out though. I explained this logic before, but I took the wrong drinks yesterday, I guess. The other day. 2 days ago at this point. What we needed was mana regen. We had decent damage. Our survivability was lacking because we didn't have enough mana regen. Now here we've got something that'll give us damage. Everything. Well, actually, not everything quite yet. We need the monster manual. We've got something that'll make us do more damage when colliding with enemies, which is really good. So when we're walking through or grappling to enemies, we do more damage. Slow, we could care less about, but I think this works well with our passive. We are going to be attacking this time instead of just mashing right click. Ring of Mana, which will give us eventually more mana regen, as well as just more mana regen, and Magic Missile, which is not the best, but that's really good here. Now, for the item we're going to make with ore, we still do need luck, because we are still evasion crit based, and evasion crit based is more important than, let's say, crit. Just for the crit. Since we already have crit and evasion by default, I'd rather gain luck to better use both of those stats than lose lose out on luck and in turn lose survivability and cost for damage. I think we still have enough damage just in general, so it'll be okay. So we're gonna go Evil Infusion. The other day, the reason I stopped recording, I took Crimson Death, and I was not having the best of days, and so I skipped out. But we're gonna take that and Frenetic. So Frenetic plus Evil Infusion for healing. So this is combos during trigger combo, do extra damage in combo. gain lifesteal on skills, which will keep us alive, and then we can take both of these drinks now instead of Hairy Magus. Had I not gotten the Greater Sphere of Regen first, I probably wouldn't have gone this build. I would have taken Hairy Magus with probably Starlight Stinger rather than Elemental Bruiser, because what's killing us is the skill cost, although it's going to make us do more damage. This is just pure damage, basically. This drink will give us crit chance, which means we'll have more mana from the Hairy Magus. It's just going to be good. It still ups the skill cost by 25%, which still gives us some extra damage, but it's pretty good. Now, I think that's how we do it. I think this just makes the most sense. Did I not take these two? I didn't take them yet. So I'm going to take these two. And actually, let me... Oh, we don't have combo up, though. You know, it should be fine. It should be fine. We're going to bet on it. This is our second run. I think this will be the proper way to do it. Because when we're in combo... we'll have to see it in the dungeon. But yeah, so we've got same statues though. Wilmer, Cedric, Ozrath. Same fountain as we took before. Drinks are the same actually. Like I said, they'd be different if we didn't have the Sphere of Regen. But I just wanted to try this out. We're gonna do NG10 as well, because I'm still getting used to it. And this time, we're not going to limit ourselves by not attacking. And I still forgot to change my temple. Although it probably wouldn't be that much different. This is much better. I'm still losing mana, actually, believe it or not. But at a rate that is manageable. So it's okay. As long as we're not losing mana too fast, we'll be able to use our smoke screen still, and being able to use our smoke screen still essentially means that we can still evade and not take as much damage while still dishing out a lot of damage. And really the thing that we're missing here that we want more than anything is going to be our crit chance, because crit chance works really well with frenetic builds. It's super important. Elven Ruby is going to be a great item for us because we are casting our skill left, right, and sideways. For gaining damage, that's really good. But what we really want is crit chance because we're going to proc frenetic more reliably. And on top of that, we've got crit damage modifiers, so we'll get more damage from that way too. Potions are not bad here. Potions are not bad. We are going to portal. I have much more confidence in our ability to portal now because we're going to be doing consistent damage. And I think you guys will note this probably is going to be a much better run than the first time around. And that is strictly because now we have more evasion. We've got more evasion. Lifesteal's pretty good. I will never say no to armor. Luck is great. This gives us the Rings of Recovery set, which is great for us. This can give us more combo damage down the line, which is great, and health is never a bad thing. All of those items were actually pretty good. The one thing I will note is because I am left clicking, or holding down left click and right clicking, it is a new hand motion for my hands here. There's a solid chance I will die at some point because my hands aren't used to hitting all of the buttons. But we'll see. We'll see. That definitely could be a possibility, and that's 100% user error. I do need to get used to doing all four of the abilities. Because as you know on Thief, you pop most of your abilities pretty frequently. So having to hit all these keys often rather than just holding down left click and hit the other ones, the other two sometimes, because that's how you play Prime Build, is very different on your hands. Definitely doable, but different feeling, different, I don't want to say skill set, but definitely something different in general. I will say this feels a lot better, believe it or not. It did feel really good the first time, but not having to hear the constant clicking and have a lot better mana control is it's really good. There's the button, I think. So we've got... We want to get rid of this guy. This guy's... You usually do pretty good at these, but I always screw up when I'm on YouTube. 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is really easy. I'm gonna screw it up. It's like a little wave. Interesting. Keyrings. It's not gonna be our best item here. Transmutation's gonna be great, I think. Now the one problem is we will be blocking a lot via dodging, which means we won't be taking damage at all. But it does proc off of the damage we'll be taking from Evil Infusion, which basically means as long as we have decent health, we'll be losing lots from that, and in turn gaining lots of mana. Oh, I'm gonna take a Nova. Whoops. Yeah, positioning wise, I did really bad there. Damage is definitely... We have all the luck items. That's actually really good. Markham's Stone is going to be good for later on. Spirit Life can give us health regen. Plus this mana regen here, which is significantly better, as you'll note, during combo than the Ring of Mana. And so look at our mana regen. It's 25.96, and I'll try to get it up during combo in a second here. Thimble Zeal is great for us. Fancy Plume's pretty good. Heartseeker is good, but not something we really need to cover, I feel like. Alright. Look at this. 89 from, what did we say, 26? So this adds a ton of percent, and now he's got that. And now I don't think we have mana problems at all anymore. Not that our mana problems were huge before, but now they are completely non-existent. Yeah, and oh gosh, I'm gonna have to include the comment somewhere in this video. I can't remember your name off the top of my head currently. But I will say this feels really good, and I think you're completely right. Shotgunning enemies is the way to go when you want to kill them. You definitely deal a lot more damage like that, and it's really good. Ooh. Skill speed actually is good here, because this time we have the mana to keep up. And that'll only get better as we go. Gotta click a little bit faster though. I think we died in Act 3 in the first run. I'm hoping to not have that same effect here. But I don't think we will. Our clear is a lot better. Ooh. Can you get back to my smoke screen? Yeah, that skill speed did me in. I can't use my smoke screen now because I'm able to cast this so often. It's a lot of pressure on your ring finger though. I'm just gonna take this mana regen with me to the next room. I need to take almost like breaks to appreciate my mana regen so that I can have mana. Oh, this will be really good. With the mana crystal, I have 107. Monster Pamphlet Constructs is really good. Monster Pamphlets are definitely some of my favorite items. I think the only way you can do better than Monster Pamphlets is if... well, Monster Manuals obviously are better. But it's an item room. Actually, I think this may be a statue room. We'll go check it out. Only had 2 item rooms. So it's potentially another one, but it's probably a statue room. Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna get myself killed by dashing around. Damage is through the roof. Survivability. Oh. Sorry for that. That's my work. This is the best item we could have gotten for this run because it'll pop our potions for us. Scare protection's freaking fantastic. I hate magic missile, but now I have 2 pieces of it. Apothecary sphere gets us another potion because that's our second potion item. This is gonna be pretty good. This is okay. This is okay. We have the full magic missile set. Look at that fan. That's great. All right. Probably not that bad now, honestly, with the full thing and what we're doing. Sphere of Time is great. We're talking more damage in combo. Be a really good run, honestly. We'll just plow through it. We're just gonna look for. I'm not too concerned about survivability here, as long as we can keep dashing. So as long as we have combo, basically, we're gonna be okay. Oh no, we have to go find the imp. Oop. I'll take it. Money, money, money. I'll have to try this in a higher NG at some point. If I remember correctly, and yet again, it's been a very long time. And I may have said this in the first part, but spare me because it's been a very long time as well since that. 2 days for me is... anyone who knows me knows my memory span is a little bit lacking. I would argue that I almost have memory loss, but I don't think it's that serious. I think these do physical damage. Yeah, so that's I think that's actually a really bad item for once, which is rare because usually you either do magic damage. Oh, I almost went through that. That would have been bad. You either do magic damage or you're running primary build and you do magic damage because of incendiary demise. I think we got everything on this floor other than the potential buttons. That's a piece of ore, but RIP Mr. Piece of Ore. I'm gonna try to make this kind of quick for you guys since I'm trying out a build. I don't want to take a ton of your time for a non-progression run because progression runs take forever. But Amulet of Kings is huge here. Let's watch our resistance. 138, minus 78. That's really good. Wrath of the Thunder Gods is nice. More damage. Apothecaries. That's great. Monster Manual, I think, is our second Monster Manual, this is where the guaranteed damage of aberrations comes in. This is great. This is pretty good. This is okay. And this is, I mean, it's Orgain. Never say no to Orgain. But we haven't gotten a lot on this run. Even though we have Markham Stone. Even we have Markham Stone. You may have noticed I'm probably not using my left click. Could be wrong. But like I said, it's really hard on the fingers, I think, to That's great. It's really hard on the fingers to have to left click and right click at the same time. For some reason. I think your brain, like if you think about when you use your computer, you usually don't. Oh no, this is where I died, I think. You usually don't, alright, I gotta watch my mana here. Sorry, I'm trying not to die. I don't want to throw the run because I'm talking. You usually don't left click and right click at the same time because you're either A, left clicking something, B, right clicking something, C, double clicking something, or D, you're playing a game, and usually that's for movement, or at least in my case, that's usually for movement. And when you do that, oh shoot. Scepter of Kings is great for us here. Tons of extra damage. Usually when you're moving, you don't want to, you know, left and right click because there's no point. So it's different. Bathroom. Power Shield is great for us here. Yeah, the thing about Thief has been, continues to be, and always will be, like right there, I almost died twice. In fact, it even popped a potion one of those times. Another apothecary item would be great because we get charges back. But the thing about Thief is your survivability relies on your evasion. In fact, we would have died there. Granted, we didn't have Phoenix Feather, which is, in my personal opinion, probably the best item, I would argue, in the game. Because not only does it pop your potions automatically for you, it will also abstain you from dying for that instance of damage. So let's say you were going to take 3 million damage and you have 2 HP. You don't take a potion and then live if you know, or pop more potions based on whatever. You just ignore that damage instance, basically, and go back up to what your HP would be at after popping a potion at 0. That's really, really strong. I would argue it's stronger than Spirit Cloak because that only gives you invulnerability for a short period of time when taking damage, and then afterwards you're left helpless. Usually you don't take too many instances of I'm about to die within a certain period of time. So I would much rather have, I guess in that case too though, the Phoenix Feather. I don't know. Granted, your Spirit Cloak is down when you would have died, you just die anyways, you know? Whereas Phoenix Feather, in cases like this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 charges, which is really, really strong. In my personal, humble opinion. I don't claim to be right about everything I say, because I genuinely think there's a lot of arguments that could be made to falsify pretty much anything in this world. It's all opinion-based. Right? In my playstyle, it may even be better. In someone else's playstyle, it may be worse. Or it could just be a difference of opinion. Or it could be... I mean, there's a lot of things that contribute to whether an item is good or not. And so, I mean, it's all up to personal preference, realistically. I mean, to some degree, it can be argued what the best item is. But at the end of the day, as long as you're happy and you're having fun playing the game, you know, realistically, you know, it doesn't matter. Oh my goodness. Tons of minis in one spot. The one thing I will say about this build that I'm noticing in this hyper-dense act is the room clear is really good, and the spread is really nice. When you're playing stuff like... I can't think of the class that I'm thinking of. I think it's like Ranger. You have bouncing arrows, but oftentimes mobs will be left behind. And just in general on primary builds, I feel like you get mobs left behind. This build is kind of a weird combination of primary and skill build and feeling where... so in primary builds, you can take down mini bosses like they're nothing. But normal monsters are your problem because you don't have really good room clear. On this build, you have decent room clear. I wouldn't say it's as good as like a normal skill build on like Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. You know, the normal candidates for skill builds. I say normal, but realistically, it's all personal preference, and you should do what you like. The Steel Souls is great here. Duke's Signet's nice. Flame Tongue we don't care about. Gloves of Warding are nice, but realistically, I don't care about any of these up here, and I don't care about this, so I'm just going to take these two. Duke's Signet's pretty good, but we're hoping we don't proc it. But like right here, it's like really good, right? Okay, that hurt. What was I saying? Oh, geez, I lost my train of thought. No. There's something about something, you know? Oh, this is like a hybrid between skill builds and primaries. Primaries are really good at taking out mini bosses. Skill builds are not bad at taking out mini bosses, but primary builds, I think, do it a lot better. Whereas this build, if you stay back, you have tons of room clear. If you stay far away, but if you get close, you can shotgun things and just absolutely blast them into the next dimension. It's a really interesting concept that makes you good at both bossing and room clearing. So like you'll see here, like look in that bottom left corner. You see how many mobs are over there? I can just come over here and do this. Hopefully I'm not killing myself. And now all the mobs are gone, but you'll see the minis are all pretty high. But if I just shotgun in, or grapple in and shotgun them, they disappear. It's really unique, honestly, and I think it's really cool. And I definitely will play this again at some point, because I think later in the game, the boss, the thief, has a lot of issues clearing rooms, and I think this is a really interesting thing. And I think, personally speaking, once I get my wizard and some of my spell builds up a little bit higher, so that I can more take better advantage of Wilmer and the like, I think this will be absolutely... That's the next apothecary item, is it not? We have the full 4 set. Yeah, we do. It's huge. Not many mobs left to get it off of. But that's really good. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. There's a bat room I almost missed because Tenant of Penance is normally really good on primaries. On this one, it's not bad. We'll still be affected by debuffs every once in a while. Anywho, Apothecary is gonna be great for us here. Now we can regen our potions. Markham's Amulet is phenomenal. All right, so remember in the first run when I said we had really bad items? I would say this is a candidate for a really good item run. Most of the items we got are either A, significant, or B, good enough that they could be considered decent. And what's up with this weird corner? It's strange. Usually it's like a full hook. We may get an imp, but I don't know. I usually don't see like a non-full block missing. That's really, yeah. It's really interesting. I don't know how that happened. It almost looks like a graphics bug because it's missing the gold bordering. Ooh, I may die. I mean, I won't die at Phoenix Feather, but I may have taken some damage there. The other thing I'll note is Falwrath, if you'll remember, it gives you a chance to disarm when evading. Oh yeah, definitely not lacking in the damage department. We've got the Thief passive as well as our shotgun effect. We just absolutely shred. There's our crit chance, which is great. Ooh. My screen got really bright. I was talking about something. I wanted to see if I could remember what it was because of my items. Can't remember what it was. Oh, Falwrath. Falwrath is, gosh, you guys probably hate me at this point with my stupid forgetting. Falwrath is really good. Reason being, it makes you do damage when evading. If you ran that with this build, I think it would scale off of skill power. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I know Kira arrows do base damage, but they scale off of skill power. And I was going to say, it could be really good here because you could sit there and evade, do tons of damage, as well as do tons of damage because you're a thief. It'd be really good for a thief build, I think. You may be able to mix it in. At some point, you probably wouldn't... No, you'd probably want Cedric. Cedric, Wilmer. You could argue getting rid of Ozreth for it. I think that'd be a tough one. I think Ozreth may still come out on top. But, you know, it'd be debatable, I think. Something you could argue about. Think about. Figure out if you prefer. Ace key over there. We already have one, though. As long as there's no ace chest, we're kind of in the clear. Already. Yeah, but I have no concerns about losing this. We've got 7 charges of our potion. We've got charge refills. We've got tons of damage, tons of survivability. I can just walk around like a machine gun turret, launching daggers every which direction. I'm actually genuinely I'm really, really glad that I got to try this. I think it definitely has. I mean, like I said before, in the comments response, I think this is better for surezies when you get further into the game, just because Wilmer makes skill builds better. But I don't know. Other than the mana issues, I'd say it's a contender for early game too. I have a really high NG sorcerer, as mentioned previously. A friend ran me in a really high NG, and therefore I have it. I haven't done that myself. I still feel very guilty about it, honestly. But I think if you don't have the mana regen that I do from the sorcerer, it'd be a lot harder to pull this off well. But it's definitely, I mean, it's viable for sure, and you could take out points from the skills. You could not take drinks that increase skill costs like I did. You could take Harry Magus as the only one that does. You could muck around with drinks and make this work out pretty easily by either gaining mana regen or doing something else. I think there's stuff you could do to mend it for early game, but I think for late game, it's definitely the better of the two. I don't know at what point that happens. But right now it feels pretty good. I don't know if it could take the NG that I've taken on the Thief. I think it's somewhere in the high teens and maybe 20. I think it's 17 on this guy. I could be wrong. I don't know if I could do that with this build currently. But I'd also argue that a fair chunk of that is because of needing to adjust to it. But I'm definitely gonna try it out at some point. Try to push the highest NG I've done on this character with the skill build. I think if I got items similar to the ones I got in this run, I may lose currently, but if I learned how to play it better, I would probably win with the items in this run. And this potential's phenomenal. We really want to take that to Thunder Snow. So we're going to try to bum rush through this, get all the ore, because we have tons of ore gain. So I'd rather profit on my ore so I can upgrade some more statues and stuff. Not the best ore run, to be honest, but... Oh, alt 879,000 of it? That's phenomenal. No taxes on it either. That's great. Ooh, Lesser Sphere of Time. That's probably one of the best items we could have gotten out of there. Even in... if we consider purple items as well, and legendaries, no. But those are so rare. Dragon Scale Mail is probably the only purple that would have been better, though. In blues, we could have gotten Staff of Volatile Casting, which would have been really good. But I don't think there's any greens or whites we would want more. Other than maybe more spheres, because we only want that for really the sphere effect. We're going to try to get the ore out of this, just because it could give us ore. And now we proceed to Thunder Snow. Searing Sabatons is pretty good here. Probably the item I would have taken. But who knows if it's exactly the item I would have taken. Yeah, the shotgunning effect works really, really well on bosses. Combined with Thief's passive, I think Thunder Snow will always be a joke for this build. I'm going to use up a single potion charge too, which is really good. On that note, though, I'm gonna end the video here, specifically because it's already gone on pretty long. But this way, you guys get to showcase of something I haven't shown on the channel before. I don't know how many of you run the skill build on Thief. I was kind of surprised that someone did, just by default, because the Thief comes off to me as a primary build. And so it was really interesting getting the chance to play this. It was really interesting just seeing how it works. I think it's got a very different play style in the sense of, like I said, it's like a combination of a skill build and a primary build put together. And the other thing about the Thief that's great with this build is that the Thief's damage, if you think about it, a lot of it comes from attacking fast. So let's say you got Judgment on this, you'd still do a majority of the damage you would have done with a primary build while still doing boatloads more damage with your daggers. I think that's a really cool dynamic, and it adds a lot of growth, I think, potential for the Thief. I think as long as you have the mana to run this, this is probably the better the option of the two, just in general. I don't know if you need Wilmer's damage or not. I would say you definitely do, because Wilmer adds a ton of damage all the time. But it is a pretty low mana cost build. But it's really great. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.